Hello, 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 everyone. It's your girl self, Carrie, your astrological empowerment counselor, and I'm here with a very quick video. I'm sorry I've been MIA for a while, but I had to do this video, and it is about trauma. It's about the trauma we're all experiencing right now, that I'm personally experiencing, people I know, friends all over the world. And I wanted to bring this down into an astrological perspective because even though the stars are compelling, we are still reacting the way that we're going to react as human beings. Um, I've been a bit MIA lately because of that, because it's been really traumatic and challenging to be in this space right now. I also just moved to a new place over the weekend. So I've been unpacking and just kind of like reconnecting with people and reconnecting with my community and things like that. Um, but I wanted to do a quick video about what this experience has been like. We have been experiencing Mars in Cancer retrograde since early December. And what that means is that Mars represents our movement, our anger, our assertion, our ability to be angry, our ability to move, our ability to assert. And it's been in the Cancer sign, which represents emotions, deep emotions, mothering, nurturing, parenting, what makes us feel emotionally safe, right? And when Mars is in Cancer, Mars already doesn't like being in Cancer because it doesn't like to deal with emotions. It's a masculine sign, right? It's a masculine planet. But when Mars is in Cancer and it's a retrograde, this means this kind of going back to review our emotions, going back to review our where we get our emotional security from, where we get our secure attachment from, where we feel safe, right? It also represents things like the motherland and where you feel at home. And in the astrological geography, the US, the United States of America, is an astrological sun sign Cancer. So, of course, if you are, if you are American, you are feeling this, but we're feeling it all over the world. Mars just went direct on February 3rd, I believe. And so it's starting to ramp up again and you can see this, right? Mars was in Cancer retrograde and it felt like this assault from um, our current administration was an emotional attack. And it's an attack on everybody. It is an attack on the entire world's safety. It's an attack on what you believe to be safe, who you believe to be safe. I mean, it has attacked the root of it for everybody. And with Mars going direct, we are finally able to start being like, wait a minute, I'm mad. I'm mad about this emotional assault, physical assault, spiritual assault that myself and all of my people that I love and care about and this entire planet have had to go through for the last couple of months. I'm mad about this now. I want to do something about this now, which is why you saw so many people just kind of like in shock and awe, kind of like deer in the headlights, fight or flight or fight or fawn. We were just kind of like, what's happening? What's happening? And there was a lot of inaction happening or disconnected actioning happening. Now is when we start to see organization with Mars going direct. Now it's still in the sign of Cancer, which means our feelings are still hurt and our feelings will continue to feel hurt because there's going to continue to be an assault on it, very much like what we experienced uh, uh, watching the president of the Ukraine go through what went through recently. Um, but we must remember that Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. And for better or for worse, Pluto represents the bringing about of all the shadows, the string, basically just like the squeezing out of all the darkest transformative energy, whatever we had to see about the sign that Pluto is in. And Pluto is now in Aquarius, meaning whatever we had to see, the deepest, darkest truth, just the damn truth of what it means to be human, because Aquarius represents humanity and Aquarius represents the people. We are seeing the worst of the people right now. Um, I'm seeing the worst of myself right now. Okay. We're seeing the worst of each other right now. Okay. But Pluto in Aquarius still means revolution. Whenever Pluto has hit that Aquarius, when all the aspects we're looking at right now, whenever they've occurred throughout history, it has been, there has been a revolution that's taking place and the power has been returned to the people. So we don't know how we're getting there, but we do know how this is ending up. So please take solace in that. I wanted to do this video to just offer some space for people to talk about what they are experiencing. My astrology is very much based on the self and how the mind, body, and experience and mind, body, and spirit are experiencing the transits and the things that are happening out there in the world. So if you're interested in learning more about how that works with astrology, please stick around. My name is Self Carey. I'm an astrological counseling empowerment counselor coach, and I empower you to survive and thrive with your one beautiful life. I don't just do your astrology chart and an astrology reading. I use my holistic health background and my 10 plus entrepreneurial business background to give you strategies to make best decisions for you going forward. I do about 3 videos a week. And one of them is my couples astrology readings podcast, You and Me in Orbit. I like to do some episodes about how to give you self-care tips and strategies for all your signs to help you work with the current astrological energies. If you like this video, you like this content, please do like, subscribe, and share this video. I'd love to reach 1000K subscribers so I can start bringing you all of this content as frequently as I can for free. On my website, you can find astrological readings and counseling sessions, weekly, bi-monthly, or monthly coaching sessions, however often you need to get that astrological insight about what's going on with you. I do couples and partners astrology readings. I do astrocartography readings, which is about finding the best place on the planet for you to live, relocate, retire, or just visit. I also do business astrology readings to help you align with how to make money doing your soul calling. I give you down to earth practical strategies about how to get it going. If you'd like to work with me, but the price is a little too steep right now, totally understand. You can join my basic income astrology pledge. I'm trying to serve those who would like an astrological session, giving them an overview of 2025, but can't afford it right now. So you'll learn all about that in the description below. The drive ends on March 31st, so get all of your friends to pledge so you can all partake of the discount, and the details are in the description box below. And if you would like to join my mailing list, you can also find that below. You'll get my weekly video newsletter, as well as be alerted when I have discounts and classes. So let's get into how we are experiencing this. The way that I have been experiencing this, the current administration, has been triggering my mother wound. I am a moon in Cancer, but wherever you have Cancer in your chart is where you were probably triggered the most. Okay. Um, but Cancer does represent that safety, that security, that where we feel emotionally safe, where we even get our food, where we get our nourishment from, right? And so we have all kinds of wounds, father wounds, sibling wounds, coworker wounds, right? But our mother wound is the one that hits us the most, I would say, because it starts off where we get our very basic connection to stability, security in the world. And I have been since inauguration day waking up in terror almost every night at some point. Just fits, like almost like an exorcism, like my body just shaking and thinking about the past and thinking about what could be in the future. You know, this is triggering for everybody, for every person that has ever felt insecure or emotionally unstable, or that they didn't have a home, or that they didn't have a family, or they didn't have someone who cared about them, or they were stripped from their motherland, right? If you are a person of color, if you are a woman, if you are someone who's considered disabled, or you are somebody who is on the spectrum, or you are just somehow not uh, quote unquote normal or normalized, right? There, I, I understand this, the assault and the kind of mandates that have been put down, basically trying to erase and reverse uh, your existence. It's been traumatizing, and to have another side that doesn't, and I really understand this, really doesn't know the position they've put people in. Um, just trying to do what's right for them. It's challenging. The whole thing is challenging, and but I've also realized that that terror, after talking it through and going to my healers and my friends, and I'm just so lucky to have these type of people in my life, realizing that this is not necessarily what's present right now. The fear was coming from another place, another time. It's coming from a memory. It's coming from what we've been taught before, or it's even coming from what we're afraid the future will look like. It's coming from images. It's coming from random jokes that you heard, things that were embedded in your body that you didn't even realize was there, right? Cancer represents the water, the embryonic fluid that you came in, the stew you're cooking in, right? So when something like this happens, an emotional attack or an attack on your very survival, you start to take a look at the stew you've been cooking in. And it brought up mother wounds that I've had that I thought were put to rest. One of very basic ones being my own empowerment, fear of my own empowerment. I'm an astrological empowerment counselor. This is what I learned how to do because of that mother wound. I grew up with a narcissistic mother, and probably much more mentally ill but not diagnosed mother. And one of her biggest fears was me having any power over myself that she couldn't control, right? And so and she bullied, verbally, physically, abusive, emotionally, all, you name it, okay? And in order to keep that control, even wanting to dictate who my friends were, or that if I could go to church with my friends, anybody that was a threat to her power over me, she didn't want to in my life. And so I left home the day before my 18th birthday and kind of never looked back. But it's been a long work. It's a lot of work. It's been a long journey to work through that. But you think you got through some stuff, and then here comes a new administration. And the thing that I realized is that this administration, they're bullies. And that's what my mother was. And that may be some of the triggers that you are feeling right now. If you were ever bullied in your home and in your childhood, in your school, in your workplace, if you were ever erased, or people ignored you, or tried to act like what your contributions didn't matter. If you ever felt like you were suddenly ostracized, or or what am I trying to say here? If you were suddenly ostracized, or felt like the people that had you suddenly don't have you anymore, or secretly you didn't ever have you, these are all triggers that could be coming up for you right now. And if you are feeling them, I want you to know it's absolutely okay. This is a worldwide trigger that we're experiencing, and we're seeing play out in front of us like an opera, okay? If you are experiencing triggers like this, please let me know below. Let us all know below. Put it in the comments. Talk to me about what you've been experiencing, and if you have any solutions or have come to any conclusions about it. A Mars retrograde, just like any other retrograde, is about reviewing something, looking at it, look at all angles and going, is this serving me, right? So or looking at it and going, oh, was that there this whole time? I got to get rid of that, right? So I just wanted to do this video real quick. I'm supposed to be on WhatsApp right now for a meeting, but just wanted to do a video really quick to talk about that. let's keep the conversation going in the comments. And I am doing a astrology video about the mother wound in my next video. It's probably going to be coming up at the end of this video. So go ahead and click over there if you want to learn how to find your astrological mother wounds in your personal birth chart. And thank you so much for listening. Excited to read what you have in the comments. And until my next video, take care.